Greetings, fellow detectives. Wizard Kitten here, bringing you a new Nancy Drew analysis video. Today's video is brought to you by the patrons over at Mystique Manor. If you'd like to join us there for exclusive content and voting powers, check out patreon.com/wizardkitten. So on this channel so far, I have ranked the 10 best Nancy Drew characters, the 10 worst Nancy Drew characters, the best phone characters, and the best ensembles. But there's one important character grouping that I have so far glossed over: the animals. The Nancy Drew series hosts a surprising and impressive amount of animal characters, some of whom are there purely to add to the realism of the game, and some who actually manage to be a major part of the plot. But seeing the wide range of cute, cuddly, and majestic animals in the series got me thinking, which one is the best? Now, typically for my ranking videos, I come up with 3 categories that I believe encompass the important characteristics of whatever I'm ranking. But when it comes to animal characters in the Nancy Drew games, I can only think of one real parameter: importance to the story. I could also rank the animals based on their cuteness, but that's going to heavily skew the ranking and is really only just based on my personal preferences when it comes to animals anyway. Birds and reptiles would get the short end of the stick, while only mammals would reign supreme. But is that really fair? I don't think so. So, in order to be on this list, the animal character must be named and/or must play a major role in the plot. With this in mind, we have 14 animals to rank, based on how much they add to the story of their individual games. By this I mean, is the character just there for funsies? Is the animal character a small part of the plot in that it affects our gameplay? Or is the animal character a major part of the plot, and its presence or absence would literally shift the entire storyline? I love animals, and so I am very excited to gush about these cuties. Without further ado, let's get to ranking. Number 14, Yogi from Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. Yogi is Ranger Jeff Akers' very adorable dog, and it is clear that he is a very good boy. In fact, he's such a good dog that he never leaves his bed, and really, he never does anything. He's so precious, but he's only there to add character development to Ranger Akers, and doesn't add anything to the plot beyond just giving Nancy a reason to be suspicious. I genuinely appreciate that the developers decided to actually add Yogi into the game instead of just telling us about him, but he doesn't add much to the plot as a whole. Number 13, Yuri from Secret of the Old Clock. Yuri is a cute, smush-faced Persian cat owned by Richard Topham. He loves mice and he loves to chat, and I think he is a lot cuter than a lot of detectives give him credit for. Just like Yogi though, Yuri is really just there to add character development to Richard Topham. He's also there for a tiny, brief puzzle in the form of Yuri ratting us out, haha, get it, to Richard when we snoop through Josiah Crowley's house. But beyond that, he doesn't serve a major purpose. Seriously enjoy his presence, but we aren't up to the major player pets just yet. Number 12, Toomey from Sea of Darkness. Toomey is Magnus's dog, and therefore is quite important to Elizabeth as well. Since he's in Sea of Darkness, Toomey is easily the best rendered animal in the entire series. He looks, moves, and sounds like a real dog, and he is painfully adorable. I want to reach my hands through the screen and pet Toomey every single time I see him. However cute he is, though, it doesn't change the fact that Toomey's only real purpose is to serve as a place to hide puzzles. We get some fun character development when we think that Elizabeth has a far more devious secret, but otherwise, Toomey is just there for funsies. Number 11, Bob from Secret of Shadow Ranch. Bob is the horse that Nancy gets most acquainted with during her stay at Shadow Ranch, but Ace and Clyde are also present. For the purposes of this list, we'll focus our attention on the main horse. Bob is a solid, sturdy, reliable, and helpful horse. He takes us where we need to go. He never leaves us behind and does his job with nary a disgruntled whinny. Bob's whole point is to be our buddy and to take us places within game in a realistic and location-appropriate way. Taking care of Bob is an added bonus that adds nicely to the realism of the game as a whole. He doesn't really affect the story, but Bob is a nice bit of added realism that I thoroughly appreciate. Number 10, Monkeys from Ransom of the Seven Ships. Okay, I honestly kind of hate these monkeys. They're annoying, they're loud, they're conniving, and literally all they do is make Nancy's job harder. Their purpose is to exist as a puzzle, which, to be fair, is at least a purpose. They are within the game for the reason of making El Toro's treasure hunt more of a challenge. I get it. I understand. I just wish the monkeys weren't so incredibly grating. But being objective with our only criterion, the monkeys justify their existence. Sort of. Number 9, Sheep from Haunting of Castle Malloy. In complete contrast to the monkeys, I adore these little sheep. Sure, do they run out of the shed just when you think you've captured them all in preparation for shearing? Yes, they do. But are they so freaking adorable when you give them hilarious poofy wool cuts and when they are all happy hopping in the shed? Yes, so cute. They're in the middle of this list because their job is, yet again, to serve as a puzzle, while also establishing some realism within the location of Ireland. Not only do they help the game feel more authentic and alive, but they are also a much cuter and less frustrating puzzle than certain monkey friends. Number 8, Cuckoo from Ransom of the Seven Ships. Okay, again, just like the monkeys, Cuckoo is so aggravating. She's constantly shouting at Nancy for fruit, calling George names, and complaining about how her perch isn't quite right. She exists solely as a puzzle generator, but she does at least have a name, which I think makes her stand out a bit more than unnamed monkeys or sheep. Cuckoo also gets a bonus point because she is Lulu's granddaughter. We'll talk about Lulu later, but the personal connection and Cookie make her stand out, so I will, begrudgingly, allow her this spot on the list. Number 7, Casper from Warnings at Waverly Academy. Casper is an albino squirrel who has taken up residence in the large oak tree just outside of Ramsey Hall. He's something of a pet for the girls at Waverly Academy and is apparently rather well liked, no matter how devious he may be. This little bugger steals a puzzle component that Nancy needs and causes perhaps the most difficult puzzle of the entire game. As such, his only real reason for existing is for this puzzle. But the fact that he comes with some lore, a name, and a connection to the other characters in this game earns him a slightly higher spot on this list. Number 6, Suki from Shadow at the Water's Edge. Now, you may be saying, Wizard Kitten, Suki is a robotic cat. Does that really count? Based on how much she means to Miwako, I'd say absolutely. Suki acts like a real cat and helps Miwako feel love and comfort just as a real cat would as well. Suki's primary role is to thwart Nancy's password discovery abilities, but she also ends up in a lot of conversations. The whole subplot between Miwako and Rentaro centers for a time around Suki. so she actually plays a more central role to the game than it might originally seem. Her importance for character development, therefore, earns her this spot. Number 5, Iggy from Legend of the Crystal Skull. Iggy the iguana lives in Bolay Manor and was the fond friend of Bruno Bolay. Bruno somehow managed to train Iggy to not only tolerate wearing costumes, but also to notice which one he's wearing and then bring something specific back according to said costume. Because of this, interacting with Iggy is directly required as part of the eyeball gathering process multiple times. His puzzle presence prowess is mighty, and the whole saga of the training of Iggy is legendary. He's one important animal character. Number 4, Lulu from Curse of Blackmore Manor. As the significantly less annoying parrot in the Nancy Drew series, Lulu is an elderly bird who lives in Blackmore Manor and used to belong to Jane Penvillen's grandfather, Alan. Lulu has her own entire backstory and is a crucial component in solving the ultimate mystery of the game. She does squawk, she does occasionally screech, but she is significantly less grating about it than Cuckoo. She's also significantly more clever, which makes her quips, her clues, and her hints so much more enjoyable, thereby earning her a higher spot on this list. Number 3, Orca from Danger on Deception Island. The Orca is the central conflict in this excellent Nancy Drew game, which means pretty automatically that this is an excellent animal character. All the characters have strong opinions about the Orca, and this mysterious creature gets so built up through the plot that it's incredibly exciting to eventually meet it and to figure out what has been going on with it. This is the first time on this list that we get a purposeful, non-puzzle-bound animal character. The Orca stands on its own and plays an integral role in the story, especially at the end. If you know, you know. Number 2, Vitus, Iggy, Xander, and Lucy from Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. Ah yes, the infamous ghost dogs. Quite literally the plot and even the name of yet another excellent Nancy Drew game. The ghost dogs are terrifying and mysterious, and despite their limited screen time, make their presence felt throughout the entirety of the mystery. Everyone talks about them, everyone has theories about them, many claim to have seen them, but no one really knows all that much about them. They are so central to the case, and again, purposeful without being confined to a puzzle. Do I want to meet them in a dark forest at midnight? Heck no. Are they brilliant animal characters? Definitively. But at number 1, I have to give it to Isis from White Wolf of Icicle Creek. Isis is so central to this mystery that she honestly feels like a full character in her own right. Isis gets an entire backstory. We literally learn about her entire life from puppyhood right up until we meet her. Like the ghost dogs, everyone has opinions about Isis. Everyone has theories about Isis. And everyone argues about Isis. All this is true for the ghost dogs as well. But the big difference is that Isis is present for a hefty chunk of the mystery, interacts with Nancy repeatedly, and plays an active rather than passive role in solving the mystery. The relationship that we develop with Isis is truly something special, and is the main reason that I consider Isis to be the best animal character. And as an added afterthought, I'd like to note that I am always down for the addition of animals in the Nancy Drew games, regardless of how I rank them. Animals and pets are such an integral part of so many of our lives, so having them in the games adds a whole level of realism that I really appreciate. But what do you think, fellow detectives? Which animal character is your favorite? Which ones did you not like? Do you enjoy having animal characters in games, or is it not really something that you care about? Let a wizard kitten know down in the comments. If you would like to come join a fantastic group of fellow detectives at Mystique Manor as a patron for the channel and support the making of more content like this, please check out patreon.com/wizardkitten. And as always, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more Nancy Drew and Sims 4 content. Thank you so much for watching, fellow detectives. I will see you soon.